Today I want to talk about mudras. What is mudra? Right? Anybody taking a guess what is the definition of mudra? Hmm? Richa is smiling. Richa has got a nice smile. Okay. Yeah, of course, of course. That's always the case. So, what is mudra? Hmm? We are using mudras for communication. Oh, oh, in dance we are using mudras. Okay. Now, in yoga, I don't know too much about dance, so I'm not talking about dance at all. Okay. So, in yoga, mudra means seal. Seal, right? Now, why do we use seal? What is the purpose of using seals? Why do we use seal at home? You have got water plumbing and all that at home. Why do you use seals? Hmm? To tighten something, to direct. Yeah, so seals are used to direct something in some direction, right? So seals are used for directing water or whatever, in your house, in the plumbing system, right? Different seals are used. The same way, our body is also like that. Our body also has got so many pipes. Okay, we call it energy channels, also known as nadis. We have got around 72,000 nadis in our system, right? This is where the entire energy we call as prana traverses throughout our body using these energy channels, right? These are subtle channels. You can't actually see them, but these are subtle channels. Now, most of these energy channels end in certain area within our body. Any idea where it is? Most of these energy channels end in certain areas in our body. Where is it ending? Yes, so someone is saying like this, someone is saying like this. Okay, most of these energy channels. Okay, yeah, Sumi knows that. Okay, she's still thinking dance. So, okay. More. Okay, most of these energy channels end in the tips of the fingers. Most of them, right? Now, when you hold the fingers in certain ways, you can direct these energy channels to obtain certain results for you, right? When you're holding it like this, okay, when you're holding it like this, when you're holding it like this. So these are all different types of mudras used to direct the energy channel in certain, or direct the prana or energies in certain ways in our bodies. Okay, it is very important in Ayurveda also. So now let us look at Ayurveda. Have you heard of something called Panchabuddhas? Every body, every living body, okay, not only human beings, every body is made of 5 elements. Which are the 5 elements? Which are? Yes, and? Yeah? Space and? Come on. One more. Huh? No, total 5, right? So which are the 5? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, so let's start from the bottom. The grossest element is water. Grossest element is earth, it's solid, right? Then you have got water, then you have got fire, then you have got air, then you have got space or ether. We call it ether also. Okay, so these are the 5 elements. We call it Panchabhutas. Every body is made up of all these 5 elements, right? Now, out of this finger, ring finger, represents the solid earth, right? Small finger represents water element. This finger, the thumb, represents the fire element, right? So these 3 fingers. Now, and this finger, the index finger, represent air element. And the middle finger, don't show the middle finger to anybody, but the middle finger represents ether, space. Okay, so anybody shows middle finger, we can tell, oh, he's representing ether. Always think about good part of it, right? So this is Panchabhutas. Now, when we hold the fingers in certain way, you are directing the energies to some of these elements. So today we are going to talk about one mudra, which all of you are very familiar. This mudra, right? What is this mudra called? Asta, what is this mudra called? Wow, Vishnu Mudra, right? So who is Vishnu? Anybody knows who this Vishnu is? Big character Vishnu. Who is Vishnu? Yeah, Bunny. Who is Vishnu? Your neighbor? Oh, Vishnu. Oh, Vishnu is Lord. Okay. Now there is some, something special about this Lord. So we have got 3 murtis, right? We have Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Okay. So what is the speciality of Vishnu? They are God, of course they are God. Okay, but what is the speciality of Vishnu? So you have Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, right? So each God has got a certain speciality. So what is the speciality of Vishnu? He is a preserver, he is a sustainer, right? He is the one who brings balance. Okay, balance in the universe, right? Good versus evil, right? He brings balance in the universe. So Vishnu Mudra brings balance where? Vishnu Mudra brings balance in our system, our universe, right? Vishnu Mudra brings balance in our system. Now, let us look at how the mudra is bringing balance. The first thing is that you are keeping these 3 fingers open and these 2 fingers are closed, right? So you have the earth element and you have the water element and you have the fire element, right? So you are directing your energy channels, okay, to these 3 elements, and these 3 elements represent 3 of the lower chakras. So the earth element represented by the Mooladhara chakra, which is at the bottommost part, okay, near your bottom. Okay, so we call in just next to the vaginal area. Okay, so that is where the Mooladhara chakra is. Then you have the Swadisthana chakra, that is represented by the water element, right? That is just next to the pelvic bone, right? Behind the pelvic bone. Then you have Manipura Chakra, which is next to the solar plexus, okay, just behind the navel area. So these are the 3 lower chakras. Now we are directing the energy to these 3 chakras using this, right? Using this particular mudra. And when you're directing the energies to these 3 chakras, we balance out these chakras. Okay. These chakras control certain qualities within you, right? These chakras control certain qualities within us. Now, what are the qualities? First, this chakra. This chakra. This chakra is Mooladhara chakra. Mooladhara chakra is what gives stability, right? So, things like, house and wealth and, you need to be stable. Food, all of this comes under Mooladhara chakra, right? So, it balances out that particular chakra. Then the next chakra. Next chakra is Swadisthana, water element. What does it do? It focuses more on relationship, our connection with people, right? Different types of connection. You can have physical connection, mental connection, all comes under, right? That particular chakra, which is Swadhisthana chakra, right? Now, the third chakra is power, right? Personal power, right? You want to get that thing, this thing, right? So that aggressive nature or power, that is all controlled by the Manipura Chakra, right? Without Manipura Chakra being active, you cannot achieve anything. You need that power to, go and get things, right? So it has to be active. So we focus first, balance these three chakras, okay? Now, you have got the air element and you have got the ether element. As of now, we are grounding these two elements, right? Because without balancing these two, if you start going to this, okay, it can be dangerous. So we balance out these two, we direct the energies out there, okay, and then slowly, when we are ready, we will start focusing on the other two chakras also. So the other two chakras also can expand, but first you direct the energies to the three bottommost chakras, and slowly the other two chakras, which is your heart chakra, which is about devotion, love, compassion, all of that comes from the heart chakra. That opens up, right? But first you have to control the other chakras before the heart chakra opens up. And then the throat chakra. Throat chakra, that is, it gives you power in your speech. People start listening to you and a lot of things, right? It gives you power in your speech. Vishuddhi chakra, right? So before these, we are focusing on these, we have to focus on the other three chakras. Now, these are the things which we use. These are the three fingers which we use for Vishnu Mudra, and this is predominantly used for which pranayama? We are using it for different types of pranayama, but in our practice, the first pranayama we use this is for which pranayama? Nadi Shodhana, Anuloma Viloma. Okay, so this is, the first pranayama we use it for, right? Now, if you look at Nadi Shodhana, take Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. In Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, we have to first think about three important nadis. Which are the three important nadis? You have got the Ida Nadi, which is going to the left side, Pingala Nadi, which is going through the right side of the spinal column, right? So it is going from the bottom of the spine straight up to this area, right? So that is left side and right side, Ida and Pingala. Now, the left side actually cools your system. It's called the cooling system. And the right side heats up your system. Okay, that is a Pingala Nadi. Right is heat and left is cooling. So right is called sun and left is called moon. Sun energy and moon energy, right? And then we have a central channel which is going right through the center of both these nadis, right through the center of the spinal column, which is called the Shushumna Nadi, right? Now, what we do when we do this is that this finger, which is represented fire element, we are closing the right nostril, right? Fire and heat close here, right? Here we have got the earth element, which is a cooling element. Earth cools, right? So we are closing the left side. This is the Ida Nadi, which is the moon. Okay, you're closing with the earth. Right? When we do this, what we do is that we are balancing out two hemispheres of the brain. Now, what does the two hemispheres? Have you heard of two hemispheres? You have got the right. Am I going too scientific, or are you all following? You're okay, right? I'm not talking accounts and all that, right? Renu, you're okay, right? Not don't talk too much. Okay, so the left nostril, when you breathe, Ida Nadi affects the right side of the brain. Right nostril, when you breathe, it affects the left side of the brain. Now, each hemisphere of the brain has got certain functions, right? Right brain controls, no, first of all, let's look at left brain. Left brain controls analytical and rational behavior, right? So Renu is expert at, accounts and those kind of things. So she is more probably, left brained, right? People who likes maths and numbers and all that. I hate numbers, okay? So, left brain people are analytical, right? They like numbers, they like to analyze things, they are rational oriented people, right? Now, right oriented people are artists. They like, they're creative artists, intuitive, right? Now, the left oriented people, they like reading, okay? They grasp fast by reading. Right oriented people, reading in the sense they are more visual, right? Right oriented people, they are more hearing oriented. They listen and they grasp fast. If you ask them to read something, it's very difficult. They are also intuitive. Right oriented people are more intuitive. Right? Now, ideally you should have a balance of both, right? Even though you have got both qualities, okay, one will be probably predominantly more active, right? Ideally you should have a balance. Now, the Nadi Shodhana Pranayama tries to balance out both energy channels, Ida and Pingala. When both energy channels are balanced out, eventually the central channel opens up. Okay, when the central channel opens up, the energy starts traversing through the central channel through each of this chakra, and that is where the spiritual progress happens. Okay, so we talked about Vishnu Mudra and Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Normally it is done together, right? Now we know why we are using the mudras and these particular pranayama. So every mudra has got functions like this. So it is not just for the sake of it. No, it's not just the sake of it, right? Yoga is a science. It's a science. It has been there for the last probably 6,000, 7,000 years. It has been followed for so many years. Right? So you have to learn all of this. So that is what we are discussing in our satsangs.